2 o'clock. It is the 9th day of January 2021. We're still here. I am your grumpy guide to all things gaming with the Saturday gaming news. I didn't think there was going to be any. Support me, Sprite. I need a sponsor, and I will sell out. So I don't know if anybody noticed this because they were very, very just bam and then about it. Wizards of the Coast has announced that on the 12th day of this month, they're going to announce their next 3 products for D&D 5th edition 2021 post-Tasha's. We have no clues, no hints. We know what people want, and we know what we think it's maybe going to be, but we're not sure. Basically, we have no idea what to expect. So they announced that on the 12th, they're going to announce. That sounds really familiar. Hasn't somebody done that before about announcing that they're going to announce something and then that day? Anyways, no hints, no stuff. We know they have taken input. We know that they have asked questions. We know that they have dangled hooks of what it might be, but for sure, we won't know to the 12th. Sometime on the 12th, they're going to announce what their next 3 product worlds, not like splat books like Tasha's, but actual worlds is going to be. Now, we have to assume one of the 3 is probably going to be a Magic the Gathering world, much like Ravenloft and Theros. Why? Because, as we know, the Hasbro CEO made it very clear in 2020 investors that he wants Dungeons & Dragons and Magic the Gathering to merge more. Thus we have Theros, thus we have Ravenloft, and I gotta say with 75 to 80% assurity that one of those 3 is probably going to be a Magic the Gathering source book. We cannot expect any of those 3 to be a Critical Role source book of any way, shape, or form, because they have gone off to create their own game company, as you know, or you may not know. So we can assume that their relationship with Wizards of the Coast is probably done, and any future Critical Role product is going to be strictly from their production company. That way they have complete and total control, and they don't have to give Wizards of the Coast a cent. We'll probably see a Critical Role role-playing game, too, as they gradually get further and further away from Dungeons & Dragons and creating their own system and their own world and their own rules. And if they completely disconnect themselves from Dungeons & Dragons, they'll probably still maintain the Critical Role base, but they won't have to give any percentage of their funds to Dungeons & Dragons. All they have to do is switch a few things up, and they could go OGL or a completely different system and just keep the world and everything else, and that way it's even more money in their pockets. So probably not going to see anything from them. I could be wrong, but just it doesn't feel like it. They started their own production company. So based upon those 2 things, one of them will probably be a Magic the Gathering world. And so, Eberron? I mean, Eberron's already a thing, but it could be more Eberron focused. So Eberron's out there. I'll put it as a maybe. So at the top of the list of things we think it's going to be, strangely enough, Ravenloft. Those polled, and the questions I've seen, and the hints I've read, and what little danglings they've given, there is a large percentage of the industry that believes that if Wizards of the Coast announces anything on the 12th, that one of the 3 is going to be a Ravenloft world. The Strahd sourcebook for 5th is one of the best-selling, if not the best-selling. It is still considered the best written of all the 5th edition adventures. Ravenloft is still considered one of the best 5th D&D adventures of all time. The Ravenloft world was just so different from anything. When they tried to do their own book, game world for Ravenloft, separate from D&D, some of it worked, some of it didn't. But there's always been that feeling that you could do more with Ravenloft. So Ravenloft's on the list. I didn't think that Ravenloft was on the list. Next, most likely, Planescape or Spelljammer. One of the 2, if not both combined into one. So, highly likely, at least I think everybody's hoping, we will either see Planescape or Spelljammer. There's been so many hints the past couple years in 5th edition's product about, more planar travel stuff. I mean, we had Avernus, more weird spacey stuff. We had all the weird shit in, Tomb of Annihilation. We've had stuff hinted in Avernus. We've had stuff hinted in Dungeon of the Mad Mage. I mean, there's a Spelljammer doc in Dungeon of the Mad Mage. So we are thinking that one of the three is probably going to be either Spelljammer or Planescape, or they're going to combine the two of them together into one new setting that combines the both ideas from Planescape and the ideas from Spelljammer into one new Planejammer Spellscape world, instead of making them two separate worlds, which might be a good idea. I don't know. Flying ships flying through each dimension Spellscape or Planejammer? That might be it. So, Ravenloft, Spelljammer, and or Planescape. And Darksun. I think Darksun is the one people most want to see, though, and with all the hints for psionics, especially in the last product, Darksun. But Darksun is so completely different than normal D&D. Is there a market for post-apocalypse, cannibalistic halfling, psychic bug people, Dungeons and Dragons? And finally, Greyhawk. Greyhawk is a far runner, but it has been suggested that one of the three worlds might be Greyhawk, that they might be returning to Greyhawk. Because we had a product that just came out called Tasha's. We had a product called Mordekainen. We had a product called... those are both names associated with Greyhawk. They're both Greyhawk characters. They're not Forgotten Realms characters. So what does that mean? Greyhawk is... And then, of course, there's the mystery of Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman's lawsuit suddenly coming to an end, which means probably that they settled. Now, does this mean Wizards of the Coast has agreed to do all new Dragonlance stuff and one of the three could be Dragonlance? Or more likely, at least what I hope, is that Margaret and Tracy has gone, fuck you, Wizards of the Coast. We're going to publish Dragonlance on our own. We've already done stuff through Cortex. It's highly likely you will do more stuff through Cortex. We worked so well with Cortex in the past. We've done all the work for Dragonlance, and you shut the door on us when we had a contract with you. So I would think that they're going to do it on their own, especially because the lawsuit was closed with prejudice, which means that they could revisit it again if they wanted. So there's a small chance it's Dragonlance, but I'm placing it in the same place where I play, Greyhawk. Like, who really has the rights to Greyhawk? Does Luke have it? Does Gary's wife has it? Does Ernie have the rights? Do Wizards of the Coast have their rights? Who has the rights to Greyhawk to publish Greyhawk product? Could Wizards of the Coast publish a new Greyhawk product? Slim, but it's there. Could Wizards of the Coast be publishing Dragonlance? It doesn't feel like it, but it's there. So those are two maybes. But definitely on the list of possible, of course, it could be something completely different, but I think we're going to see probably maybe Ravenloft, high maybe for Darksun, another Magic the Gathering world, Homelands, Dungeons and Dragons Homelands, yeah, and Planescape, Spelljammer, one or the other, or more likely, as I said, the possibility of a Planescape Spelljammer combination new world, taking the best of both and creating a new world, Planejammer Spellscape. I don't know. So there we go. What do you think? What do you think they're going to announce as the three new worlds that we can expect in 2021 on the 12th? The countdown is starting. Let's see. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. I will comment down below what I think. And if you appreciate this content, please take a moment and hit that notification button. It lets you know what's going on with the OG GM adventures, and it helps me with the algorithm. And if you haven't subscribed yet, Please subscribe. Help me hit 500 subs by August 4th, 2021. And I will sprite with you later. I will talk to you soon.